Welcome everyone. Today's thrilling topic is oil, the lifeblood of economies and geopolitics. And trust me, you're in for an exhilarating ride. Let's kick things off with a striking fact. The United States produces more oil than any other country in the world. Crazy, right? And here's where it gets really interesting. President Trump often highlighted this point, claiming that American oil production is crucial for the economy. Now here's the twist. Despite its substantial domestic reserves, the US still shows keen interest in oil from places like Venezuela.
Okay, that's wild. I mean, why would the US need oil from Venezuela if they're already producing so much? Seems a bit, contradictory?
Fantastic question. To understand this, we must really appreciate how oil impacts not only our economy but our daily lives. Think about it for a second. Oil powers our cars, warms our homes, and is an ingredient in many products, including plastics. It's akin to chocolate, right? You've got dark chocolate and milk chocolate, different types for different uses.
Right, so it's kind of like choosing chocolate based on what you want to achieve. But what about the actual types of oil? Are there really that many?
Absolutely. There are over 160 varieties of crude oil out there. They're categorized based on density, sulfur content, and flow characteristics. Lighter crude, for instance, is much easier to refine, which usually means it fetches a higher price than heavier crude. Think of it like making a cake. It's much easier to work with granulated sugar than brown sugar. Both are sweet, but they have different qualities.
Oh wow, so the price is all based on how they can be processed. That's pretty neat. But how much oil is the US actually producing and importing these days?
As of 2025, the US astounding production rate was 13.4 million barrels of oil a day. But here's the kicker, around 2 million barrels are still imported. You might wonder why. Well, many American refineries were historically designed to process heavy crude, which heavily influences today's policies.
Interesting. It's like past decisions have shaped the present, kind of like how old school technology can still impact new inventions, right?
Exactly, and it all ties back to how technology has continued to evolve. Since the early 2000s, advancements have enabled the extraction of light crude from shale resources. However, there's a mismatch between the types of oil being produced now and what refineries can effectively process.
Whoa, that's a real conundrum. But what about countries like Venezuela, Iran, and Russia? Do these relationships complicate the situation even more?
Oh, absolutely. The relationships are notoriously complicated, mainly due to ongoing sanctions. For example, despite these sanctions, Venezuelan oil still manages to find its way into the US, stemming from a history of American investment in Venezuela's oil industry. It's almost like trying to untangle a web of family dynamics during a reunion.
Haha, I can totally picture that. So what about the changes in leadership like with Hugo Chavez? Did that really shift things?
You bet. Chavez nationalized the oil industry and imposed strict regulations on foreign companies. After his passing, Nicolas Maduro retained those policies, which only escalated tensions with the US, particularly after a tribunal ordered compensation to American oil companies that went unpaid.
Wow, that sounds like a recipe for disaster. And I guess with all this drama, the US has even taken military actions to secure those oil tankers, huh?
Yes, indeed. Recent military interventions and efforts to mitigate foreign influence from nations like China and Russia illustrate just how geopolitically significant oil truly is.
It's like a game of chess, but with oil being the pieces. But if Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world, why are their export levels so low?
Well, the low export levels are mainly due to sanctions hindering their production, along with poor management within the country. It's a dire situation. Even with a push for renewable energy amidst climate change, oil remains a powerhouse in the global economy. Understanding the power dynamics surrounding its production and trade is essential.
That's fascinating. It feels like such a vital part of our world, yet so many people don't grasp the depth of it all.